All right. If you own Palantir stock, or if you're interested in buying Palantir stock, or if you have Palantir stock on your watch list, here are things that you should probably know about Palantir before you make your decision on whether or not to invest in Palantir stock. And probably most of you that are watching this video are interested in Palantir stock for one of those reasons. Either you own it, or you're thinking about buying it, or you have it on your watch list, or you're thinking about maybe taking some profits and you've owned it for some time. For all of you, this information is going to be vital to your decision-making process. So let's take a look at the details. I want to thank the Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. Visit fool.com/Parkev for the 10 best stocks to buy now. All right, so one of the things you should know for Palantir stock investors is the latest contract from the Department of Defense. It starts with an initial order of $153 million to support certain combat commands and joint staff, while additional awards can be made up to $480 million over a 5-year period. So this is a massive contract for Palantir, and it could expand to become triple the size of the initial contract. And Palantir, if they perform well or if things go a certain way, will lock in that expanded contract. And Palantir's done a great job in securing contracts from the U.S. Department of Defense. It's one category, it's one use case of Palantir's services that's been incredibly successful for Palantir and its customers. And so I wouldn't be surprised if this contract comes in at the higher end of the guidance provided here. So Palantir's compute modules have enabled the integration of their customers' own containerized applications into operational workflows. Let me break this down a little bit here. Corporations have several applications and services and data in different silos that don't work very well together on their own. Palantir's modules have enabled the integration of these containerized applications, which provides tremendous value. And this is something that Palantir can unlock for many of its customers, especially if you're large enough to be able to afford, right? Myself, I have different applications across a variety of sources, and my data, I need to spend so much time in bringing data from all different sources into one area where I can turn it into information. If I could afford Palantir services, that would be great. I can harness data from my several areas to increase performance, to make videos that you are most likely to watch or you are most likely to gain value from, and reduce some of the question marks of which video should I make, which type of video should I make, when should I make that video? All of these question marks that if I could harness my data better, I think I can make better decisions on those fronts. Palantir helps businesses with those types of questions, but on a much larger level. And so businesses are willing to pay Palantir because that value adds significant productivity enhancement for the businesses they're helping. At build.palantir.com, developers in the US, UK, Canada, and India are among a growing list of countries can now access a free developer tier in a library of quick starts, tutorials, and reference implementations for themselves. And this is another area where Palantir can unlock growth, is in the developer community. Palantir can only employ so many individuals. And if they need to employ the individuals to deliver growth without harnessing the developer community, it wouldn't reach economies and scale as quickly as it could otherwise. By harnessing the developer community and giving them the tools to succeed, giving them the tools and the teaching and the training to employ what Palantir can deliver, unlocks all of these extra individuals to help facilitate growth in Palantir services. And I think this is a smart move here from Palantir to make this available to help developers and help them succeed, because the more developers employ Palantir's technologies, the more Palantir's technologies can spread, the cost of implementation can decrease, which has been a major constraint for Palantir's services. Not only is it high cost in terms of dollars, but it's also high cost in terms of time to employ, time to deploy, and the learning curve to deploy. And if you can bring down at least the learning curve to deploy, the time to deploy, that will enhance the value to business, because now, sure, it might be a high price, but many corporations have a lot of money, a lot of capital, but maybe they don't have the time. Maybe they don't have the employee resources to tackle this opportunity. Maybe all of their employees are already engaged in tasks and they don't want to hire necessarily new people to develop Palantir's, to implement Palantir's technologies. But if all the corporation has to do is pay Palantir money and Palantir can help solve the problem, that makes it much more easier for a corporation to go ahead and purchase that contract with Palantir. And excitedly, Palantir has a new product, fresh out of the AIP product pipeline. They're launching a new offering called Warp Speed to power American reindustrialization. They created Warp Speed from their years of experience on the factory floors, helping customers build planes, trains, automobiles, and even ships. So from their experience working with these industrialized companies, Palantir developed a product custom-made for this use case. And remember, the US government is incentivizing bringing back manufacturing, bringing back this type of industrial production into the United States. They're doing this with the semiconductors. They're doing this with vehicles, and especially electric vehicles, trying to bring back the manufacturing base to the US. And Palantir can help with that. Palantir can help US companies compete more effectively by harnessing their tools to make better products, to make products more efficiently, more effectively, by planning, utilizing artificial intelligence, and therefore bringing down their cost of production or increasing the quality of the outputs, making their values that much better. This is a key area of growth for Palantir. The reindustrialization is gaining momentum. The hundreds of billions of dollars and trillions of dollars spent on infrastructure and creating the new green economy can really help facilitate the building of these products and increasing manufacturing, which I'm already starting to see from companies like Intel, Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing, Samsung, and then you're seeing it with car companies like Ford and GM and Tesla and Rivian and Lucid, all of which are building or expanding their manufacturing facilities for vehicle production and expanding production. And since these incentives that the government has passed or made available, these incentives require that a certain percentage of production happens in the United States. And so companies are bringing back production into the United States if they had it outside, or they're expanding in the United States because that's where the billions of dollars of incentives are if you want to use them to expand your manufacturing. And so Palantir, the Warp Speed product, comes at an ideal time to match this reindustrialization. They didn't just create it out of nowhere. They understand where the spending in enterprise is coming from, and they want to have a product to match this trend in the US. Before I let you go, let me tell you about the greatest deal on YouTube. With just a click of a button, you can get free financial analysis from a professor with decades of investing experience. So what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you again soon.